What's up, everybody? This is Al the Pal 78. I'm about to bring this video to you with lightning and thunder. Now I'm stop. I'm redoing my video of what I did as a staff NCO, staff non-commissioned officer, training staff NCO in the Marines. That helped me out tremendously in my section, my comm section, tremendously because I was in charge, and then I was able to forward that to other people less ranked, my subordinates and my superiors. Which I have no problem saying I had superiors, because if you have a boss, you have a superior. If you don't have a boss, the government is your superior, whether we like it or not. So today I'm going to show you how to convert data into tables. I'm going to do all these lookups and explain why I like Excel Lookup the most and how come these are obsolete. And then I'm going to go to my ranking table right here, and I'm going to show you how to why I use a table and instead of just regular data, my data right here. And I'm going to show you how to convert this to the tables, and then we're going to do some pivot tables and, as you said, some slices, some conditional formatting, and some if formulas. It's just easy. The thing that's going to take the longest is the lookups. So let's convert our stuff to tables. Let's go to our data. We click anywhere in here and press Control and T. All right. It'll automatically see what's above us. If there's nothing above it, it's not going to add nothing. It goes all the way to the right. It goes all the way to the highest part of the column where it was at. See if anything's above it. Then it goes look all the way to the left. And then when it gets to the left, it goes as far right that it needs to go. And then it says, okay, this has a blank, but this one has all the way down here. And as long as your data or your information is pretty much locked down for the most part, it'll get what you need to make that table. Back in the day, if you had a table like this and you copy and pasted it somewhere as you inserted another table, like let's put an insert right here for a quick demonstration. So if I copy this to sort my stuff, right? If I copy this to sort it right, oh no, let me copy the one with the white. So if I copy the one with the white to sort it right here, usually it'll go back to white, but Excel's above and beyond now. So let's Excel Z, Control Z that, so we don't have to worry about that now. I will be bringing this all the way over here, right here. Let's see. Let's make this a little bit bigger so you can see everything. I don't like this. I like this colors right here the best. Some people will put it like this. How do you know it's a table or not? Well, first of all, the tab of the table will come up here. And if you're not familiar with that tab, we can't pay attention, you have this thing that we call a caret or a right angle ruler that, back in school that would do that. So let's bring this down back over here, and let's go like this one time so you can see it a little bit better. All right. So we converted it to a table. Why do I like using tables? Because it makes putting your information as far as formulas a lot easier. Well, another thing I like using tables for is you can name it. You can name this a data table right there. Bam, it's there. This is the data table now. And you could you'll see when I do the formulas. It just makes them a lot easier. So let's do the lookups. The first lookup is the VLookUp. It stands for vertical lookup. The second one is the HLOOKUP. The index is not really a lookup unless you're using match with it or X match. Okay, now I seen somebody use a formula that used VLOOKUP, and I couldn't get XLOOKUP to work with it. Now there's an index X match and an index X match, and we'll get into that. And I'm going to show you all these in the same order it is in here. Okay, so let's go back to the data. And right now I'm going to show you the VLOOKUP, and I'm also going to show you the VLOOKUP when you don't have tables. Now I have a table in the rankings, right? I have a table right here, and I have just the data right here versus having a table there. So we come back over here, and what we're going to do first is press VL and then press tab. It's going to ask you for the lookup value. And then it's going to say at rank. At first it's going to be confusing to you, but just remember, Excel knows that you're in this cell, and we're matching you to the right of that cell. That's it. There's nothing you can do, all right, man? So Excel knows this by heart. Okay, so it's already in the table, so it's like on the ranking column, the one right next to me, that's what they asked for. All right, so that's what we want to look up. What's our table array? This is the greatest part about using a table array when you're typing it in. I got a table called ranking table. And what we want to look up in the ranking table is the whole table, right? Now it says what column index. This is the problem with VLOOKUPs. You can only go from left to right. I know the second column is 2. So let's look at that again. 1, 2. Captain, priority. Priority always would be number 2. When it does vertical, or the horizontal lookup, when it does the horizontal lookup, 1 row, 2. It could only go from top to bottom. Confusing, I know. That's your fault. Alright, so we're not going to do that. We're not going to use data. We don't need to use data like that. We're going to use 2 because that's the column it needs to be in. And then the last thing we want to do is type in false, double click false, whatever, and close the parentheses because some formulas will go bling. If you have your music on, it's going to scare the crap out of you. And then if you press enter, notice that it automatically fills the information. I didn't have to worry about pressing F4 to make an absolute reference value. And it does it for you. Everything it does for you when you use it in the table. Like, there's a lot of things for you, not everything for you. Now let's do that same formula. I'm not going to use F4 because I'm going to be like, I always forget, like a lot of people do if they use it here. So it'll be the same VLOOKUP equals VL. The lookup value is the same. We want that to be a relative reference value. Now that's what that is. When it says B32, when we copy and paste the formula down, it'll go B33, B34, B35. So what do we want to look up? Now can I put ranking table here? Absolutely. Let's go to rankings, right? Like that. And then put the exclamation point. And that's how it says the table array, right? But let me be honest with you. I'm not going to remember how the numbers that it is. So that's the numbers, and then this right here we're going to delete. In fact, we're going to delete all this so it won't be confusing because it's going to know once I do this that it's the ranking table. We're going to start there, go here. Now, I'm going to let this go by itself so you can see. Well, at first it's going to look great. Second column, and we want the exact match. A lot of people hated the fact that it wasn't the exact match as a default. So let's press enter. So this works, right? The good thing about this, the good thing about this is if you double click right here, did you see that little square there? If you double click, it'll send the information down. Unfortunately, as you can see, let's start here. We want B32 to work, B33, all that, but it's like by the time it gets here, it's there's no private, there's no PFC, there's no sergeant because they're higher value, and it doesn't know what, So that's something that's horrible. The easiest way to fix that is just to highlight this right here and press F4. And now that makes it the absolute value of that array, or table array. Press enter on that. Now if we come back here and do the exact same thing, everything works fine. That's great. But the fact that we had to put that makes it horrible. Okay. One thing I wanted to show everybody, and I'm just gonna do it. We don't need it to go all the way to, to the other information because we're just gonna do the lookup array here. So let's press Control C, and then right here we're gonna right click. We want to right click, and we're gonna want to paste it as transpose. Whoa, why is that there like that? Oh yeah, I'm sorry. I was like, why is it so far over? It's so far over because I moved this far over. Let's escape that so we can stop having that copy stuff. Now all of this is great. It looks good. But what happened? Did it automatically go to a VLOOKUP? It went straight to instead of the VLOOKUP. But we want a horizontal lookup just in case. So let's see if this VLOOKUP is going to stay working if I copy and paste it like that. Yes, it will. That's great. But, right, this is B58, right? So that's work. That's good. It kind of like showed us that we wanted this B58, but we don't want that. We want a horizontal lookup because that's what we're practicing, right? And some of the other formulas won't work that way. That's another thing. So the H lookup is basically the same thing, but you want to use the information in a horizontal way so you don't mess up. Right, so you want to press F4, so it's absolute the absolute reference value, and then you want to go to and press 2, comma, and false again. Close the parentheses, press enter, and it does the same thing, but it does it with a horizontal lookup, so there's no mistakes in that. Right. So we push it all the way over to make sure like that, to make sure we got everybody. Everybody's in there. We love everybody. And that's the horizontal lookup. Bada boom, bada bing. That's all it is. Like I said before, I don't know if I said it in this video. I'm going to say it again anyways. I've seen the VLookUp in the formula that I couldn't replicate with the XLOOKUP because it was a formula inside a formula. And the reason I'm bringing that up is because we're about to do these lookups here. Let's go all the way back up here. And I'll be using this from now on. We're about to do these lookups here, the index one. So the index one is the one that we want to use match. So let's do the index right here first. The index one, it says the array. Okay. The array we want to look up. Alright, let's go to lookups. The rankings, I mean, is we want to use this whole thing as an array. Let's just say we want to use the whole thing as an array, right? The array we want to look up is, we're just going to do this. Make our life easier, ranking table. Okay. Let's say that's the array we want to use. The row number we want to use. Now, this is why we use a match. But for now, I'm going to put 3, and then I'm going to put the column number, hold on. 3 because it's down, the column number 2. Let's just leave that like that for now. Now, everybody's a 3. And that's how you use a column. If we didn't use that, everybody would be a, we don't know. Right? So we don't know where everybody would be for the row number. Let's just put that 2. See what happens there. It's a bad reference. So we got ranking table. No, we're going to go to ranking table priority here, right? Because we want the number back, because that's how we're going to actually do this. It's a lot easier than try to fix up the rank over here every single time. So we want to do it by a priority number. So now it knows that this one column is the array we're looking at, and 2 is what we're going at. Well, let's go for the 7th one down. Okay, what's a 7? 8 is corporal, so 7 is sergeant. Everybody here is not a sergeant. And that's why we would use match. You want to make it dynamic. So, what is the difference between this and match? Match will be the simplest way to do this. And I'm going to show you match, and then I'm going to show you X match, and then I'm going to show you index X match, because then it's all the same. So match lookup value is this, right? That's what we want to look up. The lookup array is in ranking table, right? And we want it to be the rank because we match in the rank. And the good thing of then we want to put 0 to be exact match. Is there anything else? Nope, that's it. And we close it out, and then the exact match, and that's the easiest way because match just brings back a number. X match is the exact same thing, but the difference is that you put an X in front of here. Oops, what happened there? The difference is you want to put an X in front of here. Notice how that all went to 3 and it went to smithereens and it didn't go to where you wanted it to be. The difference is you want to put an X in here, and that'll fix it all because its default value is exact match. So basically it defaults to 0. However, there are some differences here too. You got the exact match, 1 less, the exact match and 1 less, the exact match and 1 larger, which makes no sense sometimes to me, but some people say if you can't get that, like for money wise, if it's not $100,000, it's $100,000 or the next one higher. That's when you would use that. That's when I would use that. You know, like the $150,000, the next one higher. You know, so you got to do the exact match. For businesses, they want one smaller. It's not $100,000, then it's $93,000, so we don't have to pay them as much. As an employee, you want that, but we don't really care about that. And I think that's it. Oh yeah, there's different ways to search. This is very huge. If you got a big database or a big sheet, and you're trying to look for stuff, and you know that their last name is Zila, and you start sorting by Z's first, and this is how we're sorting. You want to probably search from last to first, if they're all like, you know, U, V, T, Z last names, because you're in some other country that's more common. So binary search, I have no idea. I've never used it. So if you know what it is, you can comment and save everybody the headache. So if I press enter on the X match here, everything's the same, you know, and it does that. Now, there are going to be times you want to use index match, like if you have last names and rank, and you wanted to sort it like, you know, some other, well, no, that's a bad idea. Let's say you want a size in a match, in a rank or something like that, and you could do it that way, and it's important that you do it that way. So we're gonna take this rank right here, and we're gonna leave it the same way, and we're gonna type in index, and our array in index will be ranking table, right? But we want priority here, and in the priority, oh, let's close that out, and then our second thing for the column should be that. Let's see if I got that right. Oh, we're missing the closing parentheses. I forgot. You always got to add one. That's what I'm talking about. You make one mistake, it'll destroy you. So this is saying, yeah, this should be correct. Oh, what happened here is the X match got kicked out. So that's what happened. So it does the same thing, right? But we want priority back from the ranking table, and in here it's saying we want to match the rank that's right here to the ranking table and send back the number on the second. That's the row. So we want to send back the row number back here, so we can send the row number back there. That's all it is. That's what an X match is, right? We done with that. Index match, X match, index X match. Okay, let's take this one further because I don't have something right here to actually use this properly with. So let's take this one further. I actually put something down here, and before we go anywhere, I probably didn't delete this yet. Let's see. Let me see if I deleted it or not. I might have. Where is it at? The define names. I might be in the wrong spot. Is it review define name? View. You gotta forgive me for a second. Insert. I'm looking for the define name. You know what? It doesn't matter how many times I've seen it, I always forget where the define name is, because that's what you want to do. Let's see, if you're what they call it, if you're defining a name. Well, let's just find out, does it have a name or not? No, it does not. Does this have a name? No, it does not. So what we're gonna do, because there's a section here that you could go to that says define name. It's not page layout. Is it formulas? It's probably right here in my there it is right here. So we can go to the define names, right? And there's a manager there. But we're just gonna call this items, right? That's the name of that range. And then over here we're gonna call this sizes. So let's do that again. But let's just call it sizes. So I'm gonna show you something now. So you see right here, you got apply names, and then you could like also what they call it. Let's cancel that. You got define name manager now. See how that changed, and they got all these names that we just put. The reason I'm making a define name for all these things right here is because I want my formulas to be easier. I'm gonna start it off hard, but the hard way, so you can see, and that's that. And in the data right here, we're gonna actually do some data validation. This is gonna help us with our formula after I show you how to do the formula. So the data validation right here would be a list, all right? And down here, we define a name called items, right? So now, if I press OK, you see that it has all the items that we defined. Same thing here. We're going to do the same thing here. We're going to data validate. We're going to go to a list, and we're going to put equal sizes. Now, you could do that, or you could actually highlight like the whole row, but let's see, small, medium, large. So you could like highlight all this stuff, right? And do it that way, or you could use this. I'll show you what I mean in the formula right now. So, first of all, before I go any further, let's go home to Format Painter, and let's do it to that one, and do the same thing from that one to that one, so we can have the 2 decimal places. And the reason I'm doing it, I'm going to copy this as well. I'm going to copy, and I'm going to paste it right here, because I'm going to do it with X matchup, X lookup twice. Alright, another thing, first of all, before we even go there, another thing is that you could actually do equals index, right, and array. Your array would be rankings, and I would use this one on the horizontal, and we want this priority back, but we want to press F4 because we're not in that. And then we'd use a X match here, and we want the lookup value right here, which would be this, and then we go comma, and then the lookup array would be in the rankings table, and it'll be this one right here. And then we press F4 and then press comma, and we just press delete, and we close both of them out. And now you could do it horizontally as well. Oops, we don't want that. We want this. And there it is. The same thing happened. So that's index X lookup. So with the index match, index match, index X match. This is going to be index X match, X match. Now the cool thing about this is we could do it the stupid way. So let's go index and do it the stupid way first. The first array we want is in here. Just make sure I got that. No, the first array I want is this whole thing that we call prices. Now you see it already put prices in there for us. If we didn't define this, it would have just put the cell numbers in it, which is great. So the row number we want, now that is the X match we want to do. Now unfortunately we could do like something like that, and then the lookup array would be the exact same thing. And then we come over here and we don't have to worry about that. We could close that out, and we want a column. We want an X match, all right? And let's just say we want it to be medium, and then our lookup array. And I don't have to press F4 because we're not going, we're not going to copy and paste this formula. Would be the sizes, or I could have just typed that out, and we could close that twice, and now it gives us 450. Or we could do this another way. Right, in our X match, instead of having A74, we could click this, right? And in our other X match for the column, we could click this. Press enter. Now you got dress small is 550, right? So let's change that out. This makes it dynamically. Medium makes it $6, and we want a t-shirt. T-shirt medium is $4. You know what I'm saying, Tony? Shorts is at $5, huh? Either way, who cares? But that's what we're doing there, right? That's all that is. That's what that makes it more dynamic. So we're gonna go to my favorite, and I'm gonna show you why it's my favorite. Even though X match right here would be perfectly fine, I'm gonna go do the X lookup, variable lookup. The first is the lookup value. That's what we're looking up. Where are we gonna look up this value at? Ranking table. I don't know how to spell, and we're gonna look it up in rank. All right, we close that. And what are we going to return array? Ranking table. And we want to return the priorities, right? That sounds right. And if not found, guess what? We're going to put rank error. And I'll show you the how that works. Okay. With that being said, we press comma. Exact match is default. So we can just press comma again. Once again with this, you have a way to search in those different modes. That's it. So we could close that out, and we press enter. Everything is great. So if I put whatever that is, the rank error right here is going to show, as you see. But let's control Z that, or Z that, and now it's back to where it was. That's cool. What makes this even cooler? The X lookup. Oh, we gotta actually put equal signs first. XL tab. The lookup value is this right here. Unfortunately, we have to go do the rankings this way, and it'll be like this. All right, that's your rankings. You press F4 comma like this, and then you press comma again and rank error, and we'll see if that's gonna work. Close it out, and let's copy and paste this all the way this way. Like, all the information is the same. It's all the same. So we're gonna call this. Unfortunately, I messed something up here. Let's see. Oh, there it is. Rankings. You see that? You gotta press F4 there too. So now let's press enter. Let's copy this right here, and let's redrag it. That's why you got 0. And now all that information is back. So let's come over here and put the rank with that, and you see it goes directly to rank error. So that's one of my favorites. Now they're saying, well, how would you do this inside here? Well, let's click in the cell and let's do it. X lookup, The lookup value would be this one first. That's what we want to look up. The lookup array we want is the items. So let's just type in items. The return array is another Excel lookup. The lookup value is right here, comma. The lookup array would be sizes, right? And the return array would be prices, right? We're gonna close this out here. We're gonna press comma, and we could put like some type of error that we're not gonna need, and close that out again, and it should be all the exact same thing. So shorts, medium should be $5, and it's the exact same thing. Now, where will you get that error? I don't know. Let's just say, I mean, I don't think it makes a difference, but let's just delete that. It's 0. So let's Control Z. And let's just make a name right here to look up. Right here, we're going to call this Dragon. And this is where you would get that error to come out. If you put this instead, you get an error because it has no idea what Dragon is. So let's Control Z that and get rid of that Dragon. So that's all those lookups. The reason I like the Excel lookup the most, and I probably use it the most, is very easy to explain. And on top of it all, it's got error messages just in case, you know. Unfortunately for here, we won't see too many errors because we're gonna hide this. Now, every time I add somebody's name, I make sure. Now, if I see the rankings and like I know these by heart, and I see a weird ranking like what they call it. I see like just a weird ranking like a major or lieutenant colonel in this section right here. I would add them, and then I would change the number order. That's it. And then guess what? It gets fixed easily that way. But then you have an error here. I mean, you won't have an error here when you put them in. So it'll fix the error. But I actually hide this row because I don't want the people that are looking at my spreadsheet to see that row, because that's how we are going to sort this row. That's how we sort. Let's see. Data should be a sort. So let's get rid of the filter. Let's add the sort. And the reason I like to add the sort is you can add many columns. We're going to sort by priority first, then by last name, and not rank, because priority sorts the rank for us. And that's the issue. We know like a general is a higher ranking than a captain, but the word captain is higher in A to Z. It's higher in the spelling value, in the alphabet. So we needed to do a priority for that. That's why I did this. So then we add a first name. Okay, first name, and then we even add the middle name, because believe it or not, we got people that have the exact same name. John Doe Smith, let's say, and there's a million Smiths out there, and like 3 of them are named John Doe Smith in my unit. We actually have somebody that was the exact same name as somebody else, different birthdays and stuff like that. So my next one would be date of birth, date of birth, because that'd be more important than, or more valuable to sort than date of rank, because they might be picked up the same day too, same age. You'd be same birthdays. That'll be crazy. We'd have to figure out the employee ID number or something. That'd be the last step. So yeah, that'd be that. And actually, at that point, I don't care who's first. I was asking, which one of you went to the reference? That's all I need to ask. So we're gonna sort it like that. So watch Smith turn into captain, and then everything else is last name. You saw Smiths. They got 2 Smiths down here. Then it went by first name, and if they had the same first name, it went by And then when you add somebody, you just gotta resort it. So if you add somebody, and you press sort again, and bam, there it is. So there's that. So we've done some sorting real quick by priority. That's pretty awesome. Now we're gonna do the if statements. So, in the first if statement, it's going to be the easiest. We're going to do if, tab. We're going to do logical test. So, we're going to click this date. We're trying to find out if this date or that date, no, I'm sorry. We're trying to find out if you know, what's up with this date. So if the date's there, and if it's less than today's date, right? And today's date is like a little method that, you know, pull up the date minus 365. Then what we want to see is that you need to go back to the rifle range. Other than that, you do not need to go back to the rifle range. Or not need. Okay, but I was trying to do this. Sometimes I like to click up here because you end up forgetting to that if you press back like that and you're in the cell itself, it's gonna bring up that boom. And if you're pumping music and stuff and you hear that boom, you can be ah. So we will close this up and press enter. Now you see we got things that are needed or not needed. Well, we're gonna take care of that. We're gonna do some conditional formatting. But before we do that, let's go over to this cell. Now we're also gonna put equals if. Okay, alrighty then. And tab. And we're gonna do the same logical test. However, they got different levels in the swim card. It's changed, but this is the old version. I know they got like 4 levels. I think they got 3 now. But if you like in the last one, you gotta swim every year, do a swim test. If you're the third, you know, you do every 2 years, and you know, so far. So the first swim call, or if you're a McChris swim guard or whatever, you don't have to do it no more. They know you know how to swim. But like swimming instructor, that's what a McChris says. So like you want to do the same test. However, you want to do it with less than today minus, and we're gonna put another parentheses here, and let me click up here to make it easier. Minus 365 times, and the year is good. So that's 3 years, right? So then we put a comma, and the same thing need, oops, not needed. Close that out, and that should, what? Oh, I gotta put another parentheses, close parentheses. What? If swim card is less than today, minus 365 years good, yeah. Need, comma, don't need. Well, how many closing things we got here? Oh, I missed that one. That's what it's saying. How many of them I missed? We got this one. Okay, let's go from the back. We got this one that is not needed. Oh, do we have too many now? Okay, that's right. I had too many at the end, and I forgot the one right here. That's okay. As programmers, as Excel users, we will make those errors. So for right now, we are going to do some conditional formatting, and I'm going to do this and this. This is so I don't have to do it more than once. And I'm going to click conditional formatting, and I'm going to put highlight rules, and I'm going to put equals to, and I'm going to put need. Alright, and I like the colors of need. The only difference is I might want to make the font, the color, a darker red, and I don't like those reds, so let's make this a dark red like that. Okay, I don't know why I like to do this. You don't have to do it, but I like that. And why would it take the fill out? I hate when it does that. And like I said, I want that to be like a light pink too, like that. Maybe that one? Yeah, that's good enough. Just so we can highlight. And the reason I highlighted this stuff right here is because I want people to see, like my higher ups, yo, this cat needs his training. Some people get delayed because they're in Iraq, Afghanistan, or overseas or somewhere that they can't do the rifle range. Like sometimes in Japan, there's a storm and you're supposed to do it that day. You know, you can't do it. You can't do it for that week because it's like a tsunami or whatever. Not tsunami, a typhoon or something going on. So we want to do another conditional formatting though. Don't get it twisted now. Don't get it twisted. It's the same thing, equal to, and we're gonna put not needed. And as you see, it highlighted everything. We don't want that. So we're gonna go to custom format. We're gonna get our fill to be a light green like this, right? And then a dark green a light green like this. And then we're gonna go to the font and we're gonna make that the dark green in the same area. Now that's going to look really nice because you could see it. I might want a little bit darker green. So let's custom our green to make the shade a little darker. There you go. Okay here, and then okay here, and then okay there. Now you see just a little bit better. but now it looks even nicer, and that's called conditional formatting. Okay, now let's go to our data table. We're gonna insert, but right here, I like to always do it like 2 or 3 down. So we're gonna insert a pivot table. So it's gonna ask for the table range. We're gonna call it data. That's our table range, and it's gonna be in this workbook. We're gonna press OK. So that's the greatest thing about data. I mean about naming your tables. When you're in an Excel, even in a different spreadsheet, it knows what you want. Now the first table I want is going to be my rifle needs, and it's going to be very simple. I just want it to have that need not needed there, and then I want it to be counted here. So that's it. That's all I want. Need not needed. We got 3 people that need it. Yo, who are these people? Give me a list of those people right now. Hold on a second. Double click. Bam. Those are those people. Bada boom, bada bing. Done. And then when you do this, you could edit this to sort the same way. And this is why I do that with that. The funny thing is, the easiest way to do the count on rifles, you could do this, and you could highlight that and just delete that. Don't delete the space though, that one space, and it does that for you. So what you could do here is just copy, and then come down here and press V, and we're gonna change that around because we don't want it to be rifle needs. We want it to be swim needs, right? So we click on swim needs and then drag it down here, and it's literally that simple. Now it says count the swim needs. Now we come here and we go like that, and we put space, and bam. Now if you don't put that space, what happens is that happens. So put the space, and then it don't have that name in the pivot table no more, because without that it already has it here. See, so it matches that. Now when they say who are those people that need it for the swim club, bada boom, bada bing. What do you want from me, man? Okay. So what we also could do with that, because that's simply your pivot tables in a nutshell. The last and not least is we have this right here, and I'm actually going to insert some rows right here. Let's see if it comes out black like I wanted to. Yes. So we're gonna highlight all this black, just like that, right? And we're gonna make the fill black, just like that. And now we're gonna insert some slices. So data. No, it's in. I believe it's an insert. It should be an insert. Slicer. Bam. Okay. It does not know what to what slices, but now we're in the table. So now it knows where to put the slicer. So what we want is, we want for slicing, we could slice it by rank. I don't care about last names. We could slice it by rifle needs and swim needs. That's really all we really need. We press OK, and then we have these beautiful things we call the slicers or whatever this stuff. If you right click on it, you got an option to slicer settings. You could change the actual name, but I won't, because that's the name I want. The display name right here is actually what you want to change. And that's that. And as you can see, it doesn't put all the Lance Corporals here. Okay, we're gonna cancel that. You don't see a million Lance Corporals because it automatically takes that out, duplicates. That's why we don't want to put last names, because we got more than one Johnson. It won't take out the duplicates. So this is how you would you could present it, and how this is the start of a dashboard, which I'm hoping to do a dashboard for this next time to make it smoother. We could change colors. Let me see. Edit alt text, size, and properties. You could do that there. I believe the properties you could nope, not there. Oh, there you go. Position and layout. I would prefer to see if I could find a color stuff so you can mess with that. Yeah, let's see how else we could oh, right here. I'm silly. Look, you could change the colors like that. You know, you could change the colors like the yellow. I don't like that yellow or white. You know, and then you could do your own new slicer style, and we start worrying about the slicer style, the whole slicer. that looks good. And then you could format the fill color, the back to be black. The pattern color is fine. Let's see the border colors. The border, we could have the colors to be yellow for all I care. And we want all the borders, so we will put them all in there like that. Like that. We got all the borders. Let's see, and then we could do the font to be, I don't know, 12. And let's see. This is, let me see. They got Roboto. There you go. We can do Roboto. And then we press OK. And I'm, you know, you could put more stuff in it like that. Press OK. And now we could add that slicer right here. You should see yours right here like that. We might want to change this. We could modify it to put what they call it, fonts, at least a different color. And put it up pretty blue like that. Press OK and OK. And now look up, that looks pretty bad. That's pretty awesome looking. And you won't see this stuff. Now we have need and not needed. So we press the X right here. It'll give us the whole table back. You could come back here and go to data and get rid of the oh no, we can't because we're using that. Now we go by rank. We got one captain. We got that person, that person. You hold control down and you can put more than one rank. You know, and then need and nobody in the stupid private always needing things. And, you know, we get rid of that. And now, oh, okay. And then we get rid of that. Bam. Swim calls. Private James, what's wrong with you? I'm just messing. So, you know, you could fix things like that. And the easiest way, you can highlight both of those. Come to slicer and click on that. And now everybody has that beautiful slicer color, right? It looks awesome. And of course, you could make it a little bit smaller like you would here. Just a little bit smaller. And let's see. And this one's too small. We want it down a little bit. And that's good. And that's only so we could see this. We click in here and now, you know, click here. It's not really gonna do much. So, you know, we don't want to see that sidebar thing. So we just put it like that. We could put them all the same size. We could put them different size. We could use like a graphical chart, which I probably would explain later. But that's that. I don't know why I'm worried about that so much, but it bothers me when it's not even. So that's that for that slicer. That's pretty much the video right there. That's my easy thing. Ways to show you how to do your spreadsheets. And this right here literally is to impress all the upper ranking people, you know. Let's delete this. And now we're closer, so now we see everything better. And we can make this a little bit smaller to view. So when you do like corporals, you know, they see all the corporals here. And the rest of this would be deleted, of course, won't be there. But you could teach them how to use the slicer because, you know, some people never used it before. I had to be taught. Everybody has to be taught. So that's my video. I hope you liked it. I hope it makes sense to you. I hope you understand why you would use something like this. Thank you very much. And until, maybe I'll do the dashboard, maybe not, I don't know. But until then, have a great one.